everyone. Today I want to talk about a topic that a lot of people have been asking me a lot about recently, and that is how to keep going when nobody really understands what you're doing, they don't really agree with what you're doing, and even you sometimes don't always know what you're doing. I think this is a really common problem for entrepreneurs. And it is a problem that I am currently experiencing right now that I've been going through for about the last 6 months or so. As many of you know, I left my corporate job back in April, and my plan was to start and launch a business. I've had businesses for most of my life, so this really wasn't anything new. The difference is that this time I was going cold turkey on corporate. It was no longer going to be a side gig. I am a single mom, and I wasn't before. And I have financial custody of my kids. And so there's more than just me being dependent on my income. I'm not going to say that this was an easy decision or that it's been all rainbows and butterflies and things have been perfect, because it has been really hard. Taking a risk like this, it's scary and it can be stressful, and it's especially frustrating because a lot of people just don't understand why I did this and what I'm trying to do. So a little bit of background. I've had businesses for probably the last 15 years of my life. I started when I was a teenager. I created and sold t-shirts on eBay. I developed websites throughout high school and college, and I always did a corporate job alongside of some type of freelance or online business or whatnot for basically the past 15 years. I've always been fairly successful at what I set my mind to. And so I had planned on the past few years of going back and having a standalone business. So ditching the corporate and going back to having my own solo run business that was mine. However, when my husband left and I became a single mom, I thought this was an impossible dream, that it wasn't going to happen anymore. After a few years of kind of working through things, I started to realize that it could happen again and that it was a possibility. The problem is that there's just like so much more at risk now. When I left my corporate job, I had one idea in my head of what I was going to be doing. I thought I would basically transition what I'd been doing in corporate, learning strategy, global learning strategy, project management, those types of things, and just do that as contract work on the side or contract work for other companies. However, once I left that corporate job and I started to explore setting up my business and working with other companies and organizations, I started to realize that that wasn't actually what I wanted to be doing. And this is probably when things got really scary, because at that point, people understood that I'd done corporate work, that I was good at the corporate work. I was really successful in the corporate environment, and quite honestly, I was on a fast track. I'd won awards, I'd gotten bonuses, I had a great salary. So when I said that I was going to make a shift in my business and turn away from doing what had made me so successful in the first place, people really started to freak out. I didn't necessarily have very clear direction myself, and therefore the people around me, I couldn't provide them with clear direction as to where I was going. This made everybody uneasy. But I was okay with it because I knew that figuring this out was the secret to being where I felt like was a good place for me, the self-exploration and being and doing what I wanted to do. And that if I didn't leave that corporate job, I would have never been able to have the space and ability to do this exploration. I also knew that by leaving my corporate job, that the stakes would be higher and that there wouldn't be any more excuses. And even though I've been continually offered contract work and different opportunities to take on over the last 6 months, I told myself I won't do it. I won't do it until my new business is launched and I have made progress and I have programs and clients. And then if I need to take side work, I can. Because quite honestly, if I take the side work, I sort of see it as the easy way out. The easy way to avoid doing the work of figuring out really who I am and where I'm going versus just doing something because I have to. Doing something because I need that income, or I need people to understand me, or I need people to feel okay with my decisions. Because that's not how I live my life anymore. I don't live my life based on what other people want me to do. So where I'm getting at is that sometimes you have to take a risk. And it may seem like a pretty big risk to other people, but to you, it may not. Or it may just seem like the right thing to do. And I want you to know that as long as you feel like it in your heart that you're doing the right thing and the risk is the best thing for you, then you need to do it. It's okay if other people don't agree with you. It's okay if other people don't understand you. But you need to do what you need to do. Otherwise, you're living your life for somebody else. And that's not what I'm here for, and I don't think that's what you're here for either. So it's okay to set the stakes high and to demand a lot from yourself. I, for one, was really looking for a new type of challenge when I left corporate. I didn't feel like I was being totally utilized to my best capabilities in my last couple jobs and the last couple of years of my work. And going into my own business has exponentially increased it. I mean, I am doing things that, number one, I never realized I'd even have to do. But number two, I've been tested in ways mentally that I never knew I'd be tested in. Just doing different types of tasks, learning how to balance things, managing my schedule with my kids. It's all been such a new, unique challenge, and that's exactly what I was looking for. And I'm so thankful for that. I want to give you some advice to set your stakes high and commit to it. If that is what your gut is telling you to do, commit to it and carry it out. And it's okay to be scared, but you can't let the fear stop you. And you just have to keep going for what you believe in.